Oh, boys.
Please
Oh,
escape this
Binghorn!
for intent.
Come, Mr. Brookhorn. Mithras.
What can you tell me about Mithras?
Oh, so much. It was the core of our work. Why do you ask?
Were you seeking the golden knife?
Because I have it
See,
in
you
my
are an amateur.
pocket.
Yes, the golden knife was our grail. It is said that it bears the only text explaining the ritual of the cult of Mithras.
I understand. I read something about immortality.
A myth. The knife would provide immortality only to the worthy one, and yet it is cursed, and it would kill you if you are not initiated.
You mean like this knife?
Did you expect to find the golden knife at the baths?
Well, Sir Rodney thought that it might be there. Did you observe the knife representations there? They are so extraordinary, and we had hoped... it is a tragedy that he has passed away, taking all of his secrets with him. As soon as I've been released, I will continue Sir Rodney's researches in his memory.
We discovered some melted silver in the brazier. Did you put it there?
No. Silver, you say? No, I don't know how it got there.
Okay. So, Binkhorn. That's Pitkin. I think he seems quite thankful. Because it seemed like his work was going down, they were going to cut him off. And then he seems quite like, oh good, well I'll keep up his good name, I'll keep on his research.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, we've been given no information other than to suggest that he's a genuine enthusiast.
So, join any dots? Okay, let's see what happens if we interview Mr. Pipkin. Hey, Pipkin.
Pitkin.
The paintings in the baths are focused on Mithras, I understand.
Yes, they are what make this place remarkable.
And that is why Sir Rodney came here?
He believed that the golden knife, which is an ancient ritual item, was hidden somewhere around the baths. I admit that it would be wonderful if it were true.
And you are not concerned by the reputation of this artifact?
You mean the curse? Before someone is dead, it is a blessing. After they are dead, well, then it becomes a curse.
Some melted silver was found inside the steam room brazier. Do you know where it came from?
Silver? No.
Right.
So we haven't got very much, really.
I think that he seems less enthused about Sir Rodney.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like clearly he's sort of wanting to use his credentials as publicity, but it seems like it's just causing him a lot of agitation.
Yeah. If we put these together, then we get... Even if Pitkin is the owner of the baths, he will surely lose them for major to go and change everything and turn the baths into permanent excavation site to preserve the research. It will never achieve the commercial statements that Pitkin desires. So we think that would be Pitkin with the ice knife.
Let's pursue the alternatives.
Right. Because the
So
other...
if Garrow is completely nutbags.
So, well, I think we've got to... Then we have to change Pitkin's worries to Pitkin's hopes.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to choose it to Binkhorn's. So if Binkhorn was a dick, then he's a deserving specialist whose word is about to be cast aside, a major discovery, lose the chance of a lifetime. And so stabbed him. And then the other one is Garrow, his illness. He lives in fear of the curse. and so killed him in that way. It's pretty much we go ice or silver is the first one.
Yeah.
And then who was it? So there's 2 parts. I think we should have a look at what we've got in our clue bag here, because we got...
The champagne feels completely inconsequential, if not for the ice knife.
It was what's-his-face who brought the champagne in the first place?
Rodney.
So Rodney did, I think.
So Pitkin didn't like Bencliffe.
He had an unpleasant temperament.
He didn't like Blinkhorn either.
It was all about Blinkhorn. He was merrily digging away and taking very little care about it.
And he said it's good for the Bart's publicity.
So Rodney's work was extremely promising.
He seems informed enough about the Mithras stuff
Yes, I'm passionate about archaeology.
to use that as a plausible cover. What he said about the silver in the brazier.
It didn't help. The power is too strong.
So that implies that he put the silver in. But if he's crazy and believes that the curse is real, he might do that anyway.
Oh, wait. I don't think it could be Garrow, because his glasses were really thick prescription, and he had to take them off as soon as he went in.
Probably due to the temperature of the brazier.
And his glasses were sat on the side and were cracked. So I think that he's innocent.
Thank you. Thank you. This will help me to calm down.
It's just whether it's Blinkhorn.
At the moment, I feel like we've got very little pointing in his direction.
He's got a great admiration for Sir Rodney.
I felt a great admiration for him, I must say.
Said that he's cold.
A cold man, and so very secretive too.
But he learned a lot from him. Yesterday they'd had a small argument saying that he was going to go to an archaeological congress.
Sir Rodney informed me that he was to attend the London Archaeological Congress with me.
They always said he was going to go with him, and then he said he wasn't.
And rather aggressively too.
He suggested that Garrow was acting strangely,
He complains about voices and visions.
which could have been to potentially implicate him.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I'm
leaning towards Pitkin.
Pitkin seems obviously evil. Like, he's depicted as aloof and uncaring from the outset, and that just goes with the territory of being, a wealthy owner type.
So it's just whether it's Blinkhorn or whether it's Pitkin.
Is it worth us trying to go and see if there's anything else, any more information to be gotten out of the guy who works at the baths?
Hello, Milton. What are you smelling?
He smells crime.
These baths are becoming sinister.
No.
No, okay. So, can we run through the order of events? That guy has the key.
They come in here.
The steam goes on. They steam. You can see fuck all. He removes his glasses because he cannot see.
Yeah.
And they would be useless in the steam anyway. He maybe at this point places the silver in.
Yeah, because he
as some kind of a ward.
he thinks that the evil eye is on them. So someone locked the door from the inside.
And stabbed him. I'm inclined to think Blinkhorn. Because you think about the process that goes into creating that ice knife. Like, it had to be somebody that was close enough to his work,
Yeah.
to be to know that he had that mold,
Yeah.
to use it. The whole thing of like trying to associate it with the curse
Yeah.
is intimately connected with the work they were doing.
Why was this plate taken? Because it's got about the making of ice.
Yes.
And how to make the ice.
Yeah,
That's why that was saying it's definitely the ice knife.
yeah.
Search archives. So Rodney's draft, 1983, was a remarkable year for my work in Egypt. Let's go back to Baker Street.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't been there in a while.
Right.
The archives.
This is where we've got to go, like, through all the different things.
Yeah.
Newspapers.
1893. A good year.
Bentcliffe's mummy. It's found with...
The great excavation in Assuan has taken over 3 years. Sir Rodney Bentcliffe directed the archaeological work. A mummy was found with an enucleated eye, that's an interesting word, and posed in an unusual position. The right hand was tensed, as if reaching out for something or to someone. The mummy was buried upright. Yes, I agree, Millet. She has been named the Desperate Mummy due to her very peculiar characteristics. I know, it's very suspicious. Nearby could be read in Latin, "By the eye he was punished, for he saw what he was not worthy." The mummy was believed to be Roman rather than Egyptian, as some symbols found in the tomb were in common with the Mithraic mysteries.
Okay, so if you're aware of who he was...
I mean, that again is just reinforcing the thing of whoever committed the crime knew their shit.
I think I've got it. I think it is Blinkhorn.
Explain.
So Pitkin is saying to him, like, you're doing, like, you've been faffing around in my frigidarium for ages.
Yeah.
It's annoying. You've got a week, like, you've got a month to get to find something or get out.
Mm-hmm.
Then Rodney appears. Mr. Old Bentcliffe comes along.
Yeah.
And suddenly they're like, "Oh yeah, that's great," because like the mirror's like, Rodney, he's a great guy. He's got loads of amazing things.
Simply ruddy excellent.
His presence as an archaeological site means success for all concerned.
Yeah.
And research efforts are about to be halted when Saviour arrived in the form of Rodney Bentcliffe. So it's really downplaying him.
Mm-hmm.
And when we look at the choices, Blinkhorn's humiliation is that it was saved, but at the cost of his morale.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that he...
And he was clearly well into this project before Rodney turned up.
And then Rodney was going to present this with him at this Royal Archaeological Society.
Yeah.
And then went, actually, no, I'm just going to go and do it. So I think it's Blinkhorn. Which then because then Garrow put the silver in to ward off the evil eye because he's just a bit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And Pitkin just wants his bards to be... He wasn't uncomfortable with it. I don't think there's any signs that he was uncomfortable. And you're right, he's immediately portrayed as this dick.
But he's like, as far as you can tell, he seems just completely utilitarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
So we've got Blinkhorn, Ice Knife.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that he killed Sir Rodney to avenge the abuse of an abuse of power? Death would be a financial benefit and will allow him to emerge as a luminary in his field. Use the Ice Knife as the golden knife. And he knew that... Do we condemn him or absolve him? So... He knew of Bentcliffe's intention to take the credit for the discovery of the golden knife, devised a cunning plan. Because remember that actually it's got to be him because the killer had been to the site and found the knife.
Yeah.
The golden knife.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get it out because they didn't have 2 people there.
But how... I mean, I don't understand what the absolve him option is even there for. Like, how could we absolve him when we know he's guilty? Like, you can go, I understand why you were driven to this.
No, I think we condemn him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think there's a
I don't think we have anything else to do there.
No.
He's somewhat sympathetic.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's taken it a bit too far, if you ask me.
I'm feeling rather uncomfortable. Why have I been put into these cuffs?
I fear that you had better get used to them, Mr. Blinkhorn. They are your reward for the murder of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe.
What? No, that's a lie.
It is regrettable, for you are a talented archaeologist. I will request that you are placed in a prison where you are unable to dig an escape tunnel. That is, of course, if they decide that you shall live. The consulting detective who salutes your intelligence in performing the perfect crime, yes, but also the gentleman who detests your motivation.
You know nothing.
You wish to be the one who would reveal this to the world.
Is that the golden knife? How?
I also like to dig, you see. I only followed your trail. Such a pity that there is always someone willing to steal your credit, wouldn't you say? And there was the chance of a lifetime. You had to take it. It was not to be shared. But now I am here, and there is no one who will stop the tread of justice, Mr. Blinkhorn. Goodbye.
It makes me wonder what the absolving option would be.
Let's see, were we right? Yes.
Well, it was.
We found all of the clues. He carved it and carried it to the steam room in a nice bucket of champagne. Accept the decision.
We did it.
Yes.
Yes.
Impartial.
I don't understand this.